Morning, guys. Some nitwit congressman, senator, or somebody up there complaining about if Pelosi didn't get her impeachment against Trump, that they were going to have to alter the Constitution to get him out of there. You keep your damn hands off the Constitution. You're putting yourself in peril, buckwheat. Now, a lot of people don't realize something about the Constitution, and I'm going to tell you just a second, as soon as that's good there. Your Constitution is an ironclad contract. They can't mess around with your firearm laws. Get this through your head. Start putting these SOBs in their place. I want you to understand something, that the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution ratified and preserved for every citizen the right to keep and bear arms. And moreover, that Congress or any other instrument of the federal government, they are constitutionally barred from infringing upon that right. You get that? They are constitutionally barred from making any kind of firearm laws. We have a God-given right, and they are unalienable. And it's supposed to be completely free from any kind of interference from the federal government. Nowhere in the Constitution are they granted the authority to abridge, restrict, or infringe in any fashion whatsoever guns or ammunition. Plus, all the restrictive laws made by Congress, all regulations made by the BATF are unconstitutional because they're outside the scope of powers granted to the Congress and to the executive branch by our Constitution. Restrictions of arms and ammunition is not one of the enumerated powers delegated to Congress or to the executive branch. Look up your Constitution, look up the enumerated powers, and you'll find out that I'm telling you the truth. They don't have the constitutional authority to do that. That means all the pretend regulations made by the ATF are also unconstitutional because they're in violation of Article 1, Section 1 of the U.S. Constitution, which vests all legislative power granted by the Constitution to the people. Get that through your head. Look it up. If you think that I'm talking through my butt, you're wrong. All your rights are guaranteed. Congress cannot make any kind of firearm laws because of the Constitution. The Second Amendment says you can't do that. Congress is constitutionally barred from infringing upon that right. Get it through your head. That's why people put up videos. They're trying to educate you, to wake you up to what your rights are. Why didn't they pound this into our heads when we were in school? This is your most important piece of paper you ever have, is your United States Constitution. You can't let these people continue with their so-called police powers. That's what Congress is trying to do by saying that because of the Commerce Clause that they can do that, but that's not what commerce means. That Commerce Clause is not a grant of general police powers. Period. Now, they've been appropriating state police powers under the guise of regulating commerce. You can't do that. It's against the law. Here's something else, people, and I want you to get this through your head. These so-called Supreme Court justices. Now, I can't think of that one guy that got on there. The one that was accused by so many women of inappropriate things, but he's on the board, and he's one of the idiots that said, "Oh, we can't do away with all the firearm laws because we would lose control." You're not supposed to have control. The people are. You know, that's the thing about sending people to the Supreme Court. Most of these people did not study the Constitution. They only studied what other judges said about the Constitution, making that judge the law and not the Constitution. I'll say that again. Most of the colleges where these people go to so-called study the Constitution, they are only studying what other judges said about the Constitution, thus making that judge the law and not the Constitution. Remember something else about the Supreme Court judges. They may not be talking constitutional law. What they're talking about is basically their opinion, their interpretation. And if they hadn't studied the doggone Constitution to begin with, they are left out of the loop. They're giving you stuff that some kind of political nitwit wants them to say. If they don't know the Constitution, it's best that they go stick their head in the toilet until people that know the Constitution can vote on it. That's one of the problems in this world. They're not knowledgeable, but they put these people in power. Well, he's a good buddy of mine, or, you know, we golfed together, or, hey man, we used to sniff dope together, man, you know. Gotta watch what these people do. That's like Scalia. He was a pretty good, you know, Supreme Court justice, but he didn't want to take control, too much control away from the government, and that was his problem. He knew the Constitution, and he could have put them in their place, but he was afraid to rock the boat. And that's the problem in this country. Stand up and rock the doggone boat. Tip it over, drown these son of a guns that don't know what the hell they're talking about, and get them out of our damn government. Get them out of our country. That includes mayors, governors, congressmen, senators, Supreme Court justices, the lower courts. Get these nitwits out of there. You gotta go by the Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Now, like out in California and like in New York and in Virginia now, they're taking it upon themselves to do whatever they want. The Constitution forbids, it bars everybody in Congress and the federal government from passing any firearm laws. It's a supreme law of the land, and neither can the damn states. All these laws, they're junk. They don't have the ability. And then they'll hire some lawyer to try to talk you out of it and go, oh no, you don't know the law. Well, everybody, you don't have to be a lawyer to understand the Constitution. You don't have to be a lawyer. Like I said, it ratified and preserved for every citizen the right to keep and bear arms, and nobody in Congress or any part of the other federal government, they are constitutionally barred from infringing upon your right to keep and bear arms. They don't have the authority. It wasn't vested to them in the enumerated powers. Go check it out. Thanks for watching.